Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M44 Tier 6 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Mines and it's under the command of ChoosenDark of REBRN. Now he's got the 155mm howitzer, and on that howitzer he's got his first mark of excellence already. So let's see how he gets on. Now, instead of using premium consumables food, he's actually elected to carry oil, premium oil, instead, or 100 octane gasoline. Sorry, my eyesight's terrible. So he will go faster, but he won't be able to increase his fire rate because of that. He's got a reload time of 16.89 seconds. He's looking towards the hill where, well, oh, I just saw a tree go down, so there's probably a tank destroyer up there, but he's fired around him where tank destroyers normally accumulate. Just behind that bush at the entrance. He's now having a quick look just in case any enemy Arty fires, so he can see the tracer. There's two enemy Arty on the enemy team, an FV304 and an M44. Well, the FV304 has to get fairly close to the enemy shoot, mainly because he's a short range Arty. Now, we did see that tree go down, so he's firing at that spot. And then he's moving position because, yes, there is a possibility the enemy might try to counter battery him. He had a quick look at Nigel's spot. That's the spot at C1. Because you never know, there might be an Arty hidden there. He fires in at the Type 58. Oh! And he got a direct hit on that guy to take him out. Well, that's a surprise first kill because it looked like the shell was going to land just in front of the guy, but instead it hit him smack on. Lining up the next shot on the TOG, rounds out, direct hit, 230. We've got a KV2 there now, and I think he's going to go for that guy instead. Fires the round in, hits the KV2 for 258, but I think he would have damaged the TOG as well at the same time. Now, I don't think he's noticed on the minimap, but a T-3485M has managed to get right the way down to K1. And whilst he's firing at the TOG too, and gets a direct hit on him for 232, that T-34 is threatening the K-line. Whilst he's down here, he can cause all sorts of mayhem. Rounds out the KV2, goes long. Now, as you may know from the other replays, we've actually installed the Klaus Kellerman mod. Yes, whenever it used to say that was close, it now says that was Klaus. Oh, there's the Arty. Yes, see, we've just suddenly seen that the FV304, because that was an FV304 shell, not the tracer you'd normally see from the M44, and he's just slightly in the water, so he missed that one just by a little. If he stays watching this spot, he'll see the tracer from the FV304 when he fires again. But in the meantime, he's paying attention to that T-3485M. Rounds out. Lands short. A long way short, but it does stun the guy. I'm surprised that didn't activate the Klaus. Going for it again. This time round, it should be a direct hit and a kill. It is. So that's 2 kills now. Oh, KV2 just died to our KV2. And that's 5916 dashed away before he was taken out as well. Okay, well, we do know that there's... Yes, we saw the tracer again. In fact, it looks like both of the Artys are over in this corner, but he didn't fire that one in accurately. Wait and spot for the tracer, and you should be able to get an accurate shot on them. They will fire again. I think both of them are on that corner. In fact, there's the M44. He's pulled away from that corner now. I'm pretty certain that both of them were there. He's fired around in near the M44, but it hits the rock face. Yes, he's the other side of the rock, so it's very difficult to hit him. And we've got an AFK tank in their spawn area, an OI. He's going to farm that OI as much as he can. 201 hit points. Just keep pumping those shells in to get rid of that tank before he comes alive. I know it's a shame. Oh, there's the FV304 up on top of the plateau. Rounds out. Would he get the hit? Well, it looks like it was near where the FV304 was located. Okay, we've got an Nashorn on the island. Dialing in. Almost ready to go. Rounds out. Would he get it? No, because the Nashorn moved south. And that T-37's about to get killed either way. Go for the Nashorn, not the Su-100. Nashorn's very low hit points. Rounds out. This could be... Oh, just a fraction of a second too late. And that's going to make life very difficult for us now, because that Nashorn and Su-100 will come down the one line until they can get to the K, and then they'll start moving in on us. No, he's not up there. I'd aim for the OI. We know where he is. Farm all the points off the OI. Get rid of him out of the game. The Su-100 needs to move down to the corner at K4. If he doesn't, we're going to get a nasty surprise when those guys start coming up from that side of the map, from the west side. He's firing at where the OI was. I think he got a direct hit on the OI there. He's having to use the minimap to work out where the OI was last seen. He was on that spot. Another round out. I think that landed short, but it must have been just in front of the OI. And here comes the Nashorns being killed. But now we've got the Su-100 coming up this way. And of course he could have the 122mm gun. Now that Achilles, that's got a 17-pounder gun. Still deadly. And we've lost our Su-100 to their KV-85. And that's surprising. It means the KV-85 is a lot closer than he's showing on the minimap. Because if he could see our Su-100, he must have been within view range. Probably at the bottom end of the cliff, of the hill. Got no shot on the Su-100 at the moment. The Churchill 7 is still trying to get it. And the Su-100 just killed our T-3485M. Which means now there's nothing between us. But you can see there that ChoosenDark got the kill on the Su-100. So he's taken away that threat for the moment. But we are still down on the enemy. Only 4 left on our team. 6 on the enemy team. Oh, we just lost another one. Their M44 just took out our Su-8. And he's having to go to this corner to try and get a shot on the KV-85. Can't see the guy, but he knows where he was last seen. And if the Churchill 7 can get close to the edge of the cliff, he can proxy spot for us. ChoosenDark's indicating on the minimap where he thinks he is. I think these guys are going to move close to the cliff. Of course, it does make them fairly vulnerable to shots from the M44 when they're on this side of the map. The Achilles is moving in on the KV-2. And he's just been hit by the M44. Oh, the KV-85 went all the way around. Is now coming up into the hill. ChoosenDark's choosing to hit him. Nice hit. 170. Good shot. He's backed up against the edge. And the kill goes to the KV-2. So it's 3. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. We just lost the Churchill 7. Taken out by the FV304. So now it's just ChoosenDark in this KV-2 against 5 enemies. Difficulty is that Achilles 17-pounder gun. And although it's he's a 2-shot for the Achilles, the KV-2, but the Achilles will definitely pen him. No doubt about that. We haven't seen from that OI for a while either. Yeah, Chosen's right up against the edge of the map, and the worry here, of course, and I'm trying to move the camera around, is if you knock any of the scenery over just outside the map, that can also give away your position if you push yourself against the edge of the map. So do be aware of that. Try not to knock anything down that's outside the map, because that's still visible to the enemy Arty. And he's aiming for the hill as well. Another thing, another good tip is to look where your teammates can see. So you're relying on them to spot for you. And look at all the angles where they're likely to see the enemy and where they can actually see the enemy. So if you think that Achilles is still on that corner, aim for that corner, and when the KV2 pokes his head round, you'll get a brief flash of the enemy and then you can shoot. The KV2 is being fired on by the M44. He's definitely firing in. I heard the explosion of a shell there, but he can't see anyone at the moment. Now Chosen's deciding to shoot or aim at this spot here because he's anticipating the Achilles will go into the hill, come round the corner and try to shoot at the KV2. And oh, the Achilles has come this way. We've auto-aimed on. Here he comes. Well, he gets a big hit. Now, can he get the ram? You need to ram this guy now. He takes a hit, but he gets 21 hit points of ram. He's hoping for the reload, but unfortunately the Achilles finishes him off with the next round. And that leaves now the KV2 facing 5 opponents. So it's Kolobanov moment for him. The Achilles neglected to go in after the KV2, came down to try and finish off Chosen first. Well, I suppose it's the right decision, because the worry for the Achilles was that he was going to keep getting shot at by the Arty so long as the KV2 could spot him. And it looks to me like the Achilles, instead of actually going after the KV2, has now decided to cap and force the KV2 to come down. In fact, there's 2 in the cap. So I would not be surprised if one of the people capping is actually one of the Artys. Specifically the M44 or that 5916. Yep, it's definitely one of the Artys because he's firing up in this direction. So I think it's the FB304. KV2's going to have a quick look. Is he going to spot who's there? No, he can't see them. They're just outside view range. And oh, I worry about going over the edge there, because if you do, you're going to die. And it's all over. They've capped out. So good game for Chosen, but unfortunately he couldn't kill the Achilles with one shot. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, he did get a first class tanker in the M44. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 18, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. In fact, his win rate from the battle was 5,892, so it showed he was working pretty hard. But yes, unfortunately it was a loss because the Achilles got him. Highest damage, 2,456 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the SU-100 on his team with 2,324, and then the KV-85 on the enemy team with 2,040. When it came to kills, it was shared between Chosen and the KV-85 on the enemy team. Both had 3 kills each. Then there was a number of tanks with 2 kills, including our KV-2, the enemy M44, the Achilles, the SU-100, the T-3485M, and their FB304. When it came to base XP, it's the enemy team who come off best because they won the game. 940 to the KV-85, 846 to the Achilles, 732 to the M44, and we can see that Chosen got 697, so he was the 4th highest on XP in that battle. And I've just checked to see how many cap points these guys got. Well, surprisingly, the FB304 wasn't in the cap. It wasn't him. It was the M44, I think, who was capping. Yes, 44 cap points for him. And the Achilles was probably the other one capping. Yes, it was. The Achilles was capping as well. So it was those two. Chosen fired 23 rounds in that game, got 9 direct hits, no penetrations but 19 splash. Damage of 2,456 hit points, of which 2,175 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits from the enemy, from the Achilles, both were penetrations and they were fatal. 11 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and 846 hit points of stun assists off 16 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 46,472 credits, got 5,361 for Courageous Resistance, that's for getting an epic or battle hero medal in a losing or drawn game, and his total 51,833 credits. After repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, he took away 33,238 credits profit. 1,045 XP, 586 for Courageous Resistance again, and 1,632 experience points altogether. It was a bit sad actually in the end that it was the Achilles that came down to kill him, but I suppose that was a logical choice if you think about it, that they would try to take him out the game rather than go after the KV-2 because they feared that 152mm howitzer on the KV-2. If they poked their head round the corner, they might get their head blown off, and so they decided, yeah, probably the safer option is to take out the enemy Arty, and that's why Chosen was the next target for the Achilles. Other than that, the only other criticism I think I might have is that he didn't farm the OI enough. When you've got an AFK tank like an OI just sitting there, take it out of the game completely. You know, keep firing on that same spot until it's wiped out. The other thing was the Arty was fairly visible at Nigel's spot, C1. You could definitely see the traces coming from that spot on several occasions that he fired in that direction, but unfortunately Chosen didn't stay there long enough to actually watch and see where the tracer was emanating from to get the kill shot. And so, I think he's going to need a bit more practice on the counter battery, but very good that he got the high caliber because he was definitely dealing the damage. And you can see here, he did actually hit that FV304, and I think that was the blind shot where he fired in where the FV304 was seen, but he actually didn't get a direct hit, but he got 280 hit points of splash, so it was a near one on that one. And when he tried to hit the M44, he got 145 off him as well, so obviously he did touch these guys or get near misses on them, but they were blind shots at the time, and so he didn't know exactly how much damage he did. So nice try there from ChoosenDark. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel, please. Pass on word that we exist. And if you've enjoyed this video, we've done our job properly. Thanks for watching.